What's going on, guys? It's Unknown Player here, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the Trials of Osiris loot that I've picked up so far from the bounties and also the Lighthouse chest and also drops after matches. Of course, Trials is back now for the Taken King with some really cool rewards and endgame gear which can go up to 320. There's a lot of cool stuff to obtain. I completed a flawless run playing with Destiny, Overwatch and Oki, and in the 9th match it went up to a tiebreaker and we both had 4 rounds each, and whoever won would go to Lighthouse. It was a really intense game, probably the most intense round I've ever played in Destiny. I'm going to show you that in this video, but let's take a look at the loot rewards I got first. So firstly we have the inward lamp, and I got this at the end loot screen of a match. This is the scout rifle, a really weird one. Mine is the full auto perk and I used it for a few games. It's very odd, it can kill quickly but isn't too accurate and has an insanely slow reload speed, but it also has outlaw and full auto to counter those. So it's a very weird weapon, like I've said, and I can't really get too used to it all too much. I also got the Doctrine of Passing, which is a ridiculous auto rifle. This thing I got from a silver tier package. As you can see, it's got a really high rate of fire, a really high stability with brace frame, and a really high reload, but it's got hardly any impact. I haven't used it yet, but I'm interested to see how it performs. I'm not expecting too much from it, to be honest. Then we have this beast, which is the Reflection Sum. This is the pulse rifle, and it's the adept version because I got it from the Lighthouse chest. If you didn't know, the Lighthouse chest gives you adept versions of the normal weapons that you can obtain in the Trials loot rewards, and these are coloured mostly black as opposed to gold and black, and adept versions in year 1 had elements of damage on them, but in year 2 they have the benefit of dropping up to 320, so no elements of damage, but they can be very highly leveled. As you can see, mine dropped to 316 attack, which I'm really happy with, and that is a very strong, powerful weapon that's going to boost my light by a bit. Haven't had a chance to play with this weapon either just yet, but I can already tell it's a very good weapon by its stats. It's got the same impact and fire rate as Red Death and No One's Mercy, but mine has Third Eye as well. So if it's amazing, I'll make a separate video going in depth about it, but so far I really like the looks of this weapon. It's looking promising. I also got a ton of armor, including these 2 gauntlets from the Hunter. In Trials there are 2 sets of armor for each class. There's a good set which comes highly leveled and is hard to get, and there's this kind of uglier low set which has these Eyes of Osiris logos all over it. They don't have great perks and generally aren't that good, and these 2 gauntlets are examples of that set, although one of them does have increased reload speed for hand cannons and the other one reload speed for snipers, so pretty good perks, but there are definitely better sets, and I'm looking forward to getting the gauntlets of the better set. I also got this chest, which is another example of the worst armor set. I don't plan to use this at all. The boots I got are the better boots because these are part of that cool set of gear I mentioned, and these dropped at 300 defense as opposed to the worst set which dropped around 260, but I really love these boots. I think they look amazing, although I didn't get ammo for rocket launchers, which is unfortunate. That's probably one of the best perks you can get on boots, but they do look very cool. I also got this cloak, which I got at the end of a loot screen of a game, and this is the same cloak as the year 1 version, but it's coloured completely gold, and if I'm honest, I really don't like how this thing looks. You can't change it with any shaders, and it's permanently this really like ugly yellow gold, which just doesn't look that great. I really love the old cloak, which is all black with bits of gold, but this thing is pretty weird. Into the Lighthouse chest, I picked up the new Flawless Emblem, which looks awesome, I love it, and the Adept Pulse Rifle I showed earlier on this video, in addition to Motes of Light. And now I'll show you this super intense final round. We were hanging back in the half of our spawn, letting them come to us, which is a good and a bad strategy for many reasons. Now, Oki got sniped from someone at the tree, and then they started to push us because it was now 2v3, and they had the upper hand. They started to kind of encroach into our spawn, and this Hunter tried to be sneaky and go into our spawn. First he threw a grenade which almost hit me, and then I put my sniper on the door and managed to pick him off, but he was close to sniping me too. And then I went to revive Oki and see where the snipers were. I picked up Oki and somehow hit this guy in the chin and didn't kill him, but then I finished him off with a shoulder shot, and then I ran forward not knowing that there was another sniper at the tree, and then I get sniped to the head, and at the same time Destiny Overwatch snipes him to the head. So the entire game came down to that one sniper battle, which was super intense and super close, but hats off to the other team. They were very good players, and it was a really close match. If you didn't know, Trials now works where they match you against players with the same amount of wins as you, so the further you get into Trials of Osiris and the more you win, the harder the opponents are you're going to face, and it's going to get really difficult to the point where you're both on 8 wins and you're both playing for the Lighthouse. So it's not random anymore, it's very difficult. But I always love Trials of Osiris. It and the raids are my favourite activities in Destiny, and the loot you get from Trials this time around is really worth it, which I love. If I had a criticism, I'd say that sniping is too easy. I think there's too much aim assist on them and not enough flinch when you're hit. Too many times I've put like 2 Red Death bursts into someone and they're still able to snipe me onto the head, which I don't think should be happening. And even though I'm a massive fan of sniping, I think it's personally what I'm probably best at, but I think it's too easy to be able to snipe someone even when you're being shot at, and there's a little bit too much aim assist, especially with the hidden hand perk. I think that's a little bit powerful as well. Otherwise, connection-wise, it was perfect, like absolutely perfect, apart from one thing that happened after our second win, and we were about to fly to our third game, and it just disconnected us and gave us the current error code, and we got lost for that, even though we hardly left orbit. So hopefully that doesn't happen too often, it gets fixed soon, but we got a loss just for pretty much doing nothing. And other than that, of course, I absolutely love Trials. I think Bannerfall is a perfect map for it, and it works really well. Definitely even more of the sniper-based maps, but I'm looking forward to playing some of the more close quarters and shotgun-based maps. But I absolutely love Trials of Osiris. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on Trials of Osiris and how you've got on so far. Drop a like rating on the video if you enjoyed it. I'm also running a giveaway for a Destiny-themed PS4 with Red Bull, so check that out in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one.